From time to time, I will have aspiring YouTubers reach out to me and they all ask the same questions. How can I get noticed? How do I build an audience on YouTube? Now, this is usually after they have read all of those useless tutorials which all promote the same methods. You need catchy thumbnails. I have had multiple videos with over 100,000 views with the face of Megan Rapinoe as the thumbnail. Does that sound catchy or appealing to your eyes? There are sites that prey on people, selling them information that is guaranteed YouTube success. Ironically, though, they always miss the most important part. I had someone email me the other day. His channel's a sports channel. He's been going at it off and on for a while now, not gaining much traction. I asked him the purpose of the channel, what he wanted to be. He said, I want to be like Stephen A. Smith. I said, that is your problem. Why would I waste my time watching you when I can watch the real Stephen A. Smith? Instead of emulating Stephen A., why don't you just be yourself? Now, I know it's easier said than done, but the one aspect all of these tutorials gloss over is the fact that you have to be different. You have to find a way to differentiate yourself from everyone else. Best way to do that is being yourself because there's only one of you. Channels without an identity, they are destined for failure. And right now, CNN finds themselves in a similar predicament that many aspiring YouTubers are dealing with, except it's on a much larger scale. Last year was an unmitigated disaster for CNN. In 2022, viewership on CNN declined by 34%. They were down 35% in the key 18 to 49 demo. Now, if you listen to Chris Licht, who I'm starting to believe less and less, CNN is supposedly dedicated to truth. They are getting rid of the partisan propaganda. Yet for some reason, they attempted to spin this ratings disaster into a positive. CNN beats MSNBC in the ratings. CNN is the most influential cable news network in the world. Kind of hard to have influence when no one's watching your network. CNN came into 2023 riding a false positive wave. They continue putting out this public message that all is well at CNN. The only positive at this network right now is the excess amount of donuts in the break room now that the donut diva Brian Stelter is working the cash register at the Harvard Starbucks. This network is burning to the ground, and Chris Licht is outside with a water bottle trying to contain the flames. I know how to generate ratings. I'm Chris Licht, master of baiters. We will move Donnie Lemon to morning television. He's comfortable only around men, so we will put him between two women. This is guaranteed to start catfights, which will generate interest. Yeah. Those catfights between the peeled lemon, Poppy, and Don Collins, they can't draw fleas to rotten ass. When CNN This Morning debuted 3 months ago, they were averaging over 400,000 viewers. Dead last amongst cable news networks. They moved Don Lemon out of prime time because he was drawing 400,000 or 500,000. Last week, CNN This Morning set another record. Matter of fact, we might have our next nomination for the Hef Awards because Donnie and his Lemons averaged 331,000 viewers last week. Now, if you're Bomani Jones, this would be a home run. You've rounded first base, came hot into second base, fondling the Lemons, rounded third with a firm grip on the woke wiener, finishing the job at home plate with dual insertion. But in the cable news industry, these embarrassing ratings can get you fired. If that's the case, Chris Licht, he would need to fire the entire daily lineup, which is what should have happened last summer. For the week of January 16th, CNN saw its least watched week since 2014. 417,000 daily viewers, only 444,000 in prime time. I had to actually look up who CNN has in prime time right now. I didn't know. The star power at this network is so non-existent, I had no idea who they were featuring in prime time. Chris Licht, he has given the prime time real estate to Laura Coates, Sarah Sidner, and Casey Hunt. Who, and who? Did Laura Coates get this job because she's related to Chelsea the coat handler? Who the hell are these people? I had to look all three of these women up. If I had to guess, Chris Licht selected all three of them in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion. When our primetime lineup was dominated by toxic masculinity, we were actually drawing an audience. To combat toxic masculinity, we are hiring three women with zero ability to draw ratings. The toxic masculinity that drew ratings for CNN in prime time, it resided at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Donald Trump. Once you removed Trump from the equation, you were left with a network without an identity. From 2016 to 2020, the success at CNN, it was all an illusion. It was smoke and mirrors. But that's okay, because Super Chris has a plan to get back on the right track. He's going to simulcast a Bill Maher segment at 11:30 every Friday night. He's also negotiating to bring in a heavy hitter to the primetime lineup. When I say heavy hitter, I'm talking about heavy hitters. Check out this list of names. Travis Noah. No one pounds the bongo harder than Travis. Jon Stewart, the ultimate apologist of white privilege. If I'm running a cable news network, the two names at the absolute bottom of my list are Travis and Jon Stew. For 2 years, Jon Stew has been given a platform on Apple TV. Now, Chris Licht, he claims to be looking for someone who can generate headlines, media interest. How often do you hear about Jon Stewart in the media? He is the master of irrelevance. He apologizes for his white privilege. No one notices. He apologizes for his past mythical transphobia. No one notices. He brings on Master Chef Rachel Levine to grill special woke wieners. No one eats. And don't even get me started with Travis. The only thing funny about Trevor Noah is watching him run out of the closet when he sees a naked inflatable iris. Yesterday, the LA Times published an interview with Chris Licht. Headline of the article: Chris Licht on why CNN needs to restore trust. No shit. That's like the sales manager at an empty car lot telling his employees, we need to sell more cars. Look around, motherfucker. There is no inventory. There's no cars to sell. It's kind of hard to restore trust when your network is filled with on-air personalities that no one trusts. This supposed dedication to truth from Chris Licht, it came days after CNN aired this dumbass on their network. I think I shared this clip with you guys last week, but I'm going to share it again. They treated this unemployed shitfuck like some kind of expert. Weekend before last, the fire at CNN spread throughout the city of Atlanta, except this fire was being spread by members of Woke United Methodist. Listen to this CNN so-called expert question whether arson should be considered violence. Roll the film.
There's a real blurring of the lines in the use of the word violence. Is property destruction violence? To some people it certainly is. But, this idea that breaking windows or other acts of property destruction are the same as actual violence against humans it's kind of a dangerous and slippery concept.
How can you expect your dwindling audience to trust you when you are constantly lying to them on a daily basis? Chris Licht just told the LA Times, we are completely uninterested in partisan hackery and talking points. Oh yeah? Well then what the hell did I just watch? Sounded just like partisan hackery and talking points to me. The Wrap, they interviewed an insider at CNN. The insider, they were giving us a glimpse of what morale is like behind the scenes. Apparently, Donnie and his lemons in the morning aren't getting along. Who could have saw that one coming? The CNN insider told The Wrap, the morning show, they can't decide what they are, so they're trying to be everything. You know what that tells me? They don't have an identity. When you have a show, or in this case, an entire network that lacks identity, It means they're also lacking something else: leadership, direction. When you watch Fox News, you know exactly what you're going to get. When you watch MSNBC, you know exactly what to expect. When you watch CNN, it's unorganized chaos. When Chris Licht took over CNN last year, he claimed on multiple occasions that he was eradicating the woke fungus. Now, he didn't use those exact words, but that was the sentiment behind the message. I mean, when you take over the crown jewel of woke church of Wiener and you tell me you're removing partisan politics and targeting normal people, I take that as you're removing the woke fungus. I told you guys on numerous occasions last year, if Chris Licht was truly dedicated to doing this, he had to go all in. Firing balding Brian, that was not going to be enough. Firing a group of old white dudes, that was not going to get the job done. He had to be all in with the process. The fungus is so deep at CNN, you got to start from the inside, work your way out. I told you guys, if Chris Licht went into this half-ass trying to placate both sides, the entire network would fall apart. What did Chris Licht do? He tried to placate both sides. Instead of firing Don Lemon, he moves him to morning television. Instead of searching for a fresh voice in prime time, he gives a time slot to Jake the Bongo Tapper. Once that fails, instead of him searching for someone relatable to normal people, he tells the mainstream media he wants Travis Noah and Jon Stewart, two of the most unrelatable dudes in America. It has been one wrong decision after the other. CNN's not woke enough for the shit fucks, and it's not relatable enough for normal people, which is exactly what happens when your strategy is to please everyone. When you're trying to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. The problem with Chris Licht, he's not trusted by his employees and he's not trusted by the general public. When the LA Times asked him about Donnie's struggling ratings, Chris Licht said, well, you know, it's still early. They're just finding their footing. No, it's not working. Don Lemon does not work on television. He also told the LA Times, we are fundamentally reformatting the entire network. No, you're throwing flaming turds on the ground, hoping a dog will be interested enough to put the flame out. Chris Licht claims that his bosses are giving him plenty of time to fix CNN, but me personally, I think time's running out. Prime time has been vacant for over a year now. It would be different if one of his ideas were actually working, but nothing he has done has worked. CNN's on the verge of extinction right now. Not financial extinction, but cultural extinction. And none of these brilliant strategies coming from Chris Licht are going to save this network. But give me your thoughts. CNN records their lowest ratings in 9 years. Chris Licht continues living in this world of delusion. Who could he hire? Who could he hire for mornings and prime time that would build an audience for CNN? I don't know. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.